It's an awesome day to you, our lovely and smart real estate investors, wherever you're watching us across the world. I'm super delighted to welcome you to another insightful and educative session of Property Matters. In case you're coming across a video like this for the first time, please, before I go further, subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell. This is Property Matter, and I'm your host, Adejare. Property Matter is a real estate YouTube talk show where we talk extensively on every other thing you need to know about real estate. We talk about how to verify a fraudulent real estate developer. We talked about how you can identify a fraudulent real estate transaction. We shared guides and important things on how to verify land documents all by yourself. The aim of Property Matter is to ensure that you don't lose a dime to any form of real estate investment and transaction in Lagos, Nigeria. I'll be back immediately after this short commercial. Don't go nowhere. You're welcome back. I'm super delighted to be on your screen today. So today I'm going to be talking about costly investment errors that every potential and of course real estate investor must avoid. Important errors that real estate investors, wherever you are in Nigeria or you are in diaspora, these are important errors that you must avoid. Right now, we have seen basically that a lot of things are happening in the Lagos real estate market. We have seen from different perspectives waves of property demolitions. We have also seen government regulating on a lot of real estate activities, government calling for developers to come perfect their title. A lot of things have happened in the real estate industry, and this obviously has casted a lot of doubt. Dear real estate investor, wherever you're watching the video, you don't need to doubt. All you need to do is basically understand these things and of course put all these important information that I will be sharing today into recognition. You must put it into cognizance whenever you want to do any form of real estate investment in Lagos, Nigeria. The first error basically is failing to prioritize brand integrity can cost you. Yes. I've explained several times basically that the industry is flooded and every other people are fighting for recognition in this industry. You also need to understand that it is very difficult for you to identify a developer that would deliver and the one that is just here to hit and take your money away. Now, in the process of acquiring real estate, you need to understand that a whole lot of real estate investment companies will bring in strategies and insightful promos that will definitely want to wow your attention. And when you are doing real estate, sometimes I've said it before that a danger does not always look obvious from the first instance. After thorough, investigation and checking, you'll be able to unravel. That means if you have the time to do so. So, when I talk about prioritizing the brand's integrity, you need to understand basically that the safety of your real estate investment is solely dependent on the brand. The effectiveness and the use of your property is solely dependent on the brand. Now, a brand that has a track record of continuous service delivery, will not compromise on so many things. Most of them would have anticipated all these regulations and evils, and they must have put some preventive measures, to ensure that all these things does not affect your investment. So the first thing you want to do, or the first error you want to do, is that you don't want to deal with a brand that has not given track record of, when I talk about delivery, consistent delivery back to back, doing all the necessary paperwork and the documentation. The second error that you obviously want to avoid, as the Lagos State real estate sector is undergoing massive regulations, is to prioritize price over safety. Now, you need to understand basically that when you are doing real estate investment in Nigeria, it is very important that a real estate developer whose property appears to be pricey. Now, a lot of people have given their own opinions about the pricing systems. A lot of people have tried to evaluate what could be the reasons or what are the circumstances that determines the price of the property. I've seen instances where real estate investors have called me and said, why is this person selling 10 million and the other person is selling 25 million? Now you need to understand that before a real estate developer puts a price into the property is selling, it's not just because of the fact that they want to make profit. Now, a property that appears to be pricey, that have all the required paperwork, approvals, and the like, will definitely not sell cheap. So they will definitely, because you see, all this approval costs a lot of money. I know basically right now that government is seeking for fencing permit, layout approval, and every other approval, building approval. So a developer who has spent millions to acquire this approval will not sell cheap. But the ones that have the ulterior motive may sell cheap because they know that when problem comes out, they have an escape route. Now, this is to say that I am not insinuating that all cheap properties are fake or are fraudulent or are not safe. Please, I don't want to be misquoted. What I'm saying basically is that you will prioritize safety over cheapness. And of course, there are instances whereby some properties are cheap and they are safe because, like I said, different circumstances are what determines the pricing of a property. So these are one of the things you want to put into consideration. Now, the next error that you obviously want to avoid as you are investing into the new 21st century or the 2024 Nigerian real estate market basically is that you want to do a thorough vetting of all the papers the property has. I appreciate a colleague of ours who was giving a video on how to identify a C of O document, which is very, very important. Kudos to you. But however, you just don't need to verify the C of O document. You need to verify all the approvals. You also need to verify the title document. You need to verify the deed. You also need to do a thorough due diligence on the papers. Of course, there are instances whereby a lot of people are selling properties with fake documents. In our years of experience, when we are doing a lot of thorough due diligence, trust me, these things are very, very tedious, and of course, they cost a lot of money. Now, the thing is that some clients prefer to buy from a real estate investor or a realtor who will not charge them for verification fee. Trust me. Now, the reason why some realtors or some real estate agency company will charge for verification is that if you involve a lawyer to do a thorough search of the title deed and other relevant documents, they charge. Some charge 5%, some charge 2%, depending on the. So you don't want to buy without verifying. Don't assume. Don't say this company is prestigious. Okay, there've been instances where we've seen some document. I will call the attention of the developer that are these and these and these, and of course they actually appreciated the fact that a whole lot of people, okay, are taking cognizance of this, and of course they corrected that issue. So you have to vet all the documents. If it has a governor's consent, you want to verify the date into which the governor's consent was issued. You also want to verify if the appropriate signatures and of course signatories are there. If there's a family deed that was given between the buyer and the developer, because developer and the family, you also want to ensure that all the deeds are properly done and signed, so that if there are issues and you are providing documents in court as evidence, your documents will not be declared null and void. Another reason basically why you have to verify document basically is that I've seen instances whereby a lot of real estate companies are providing fake land documents, and because of the fact that it is not the profession of so many people, many investors, it is very hard. In fact, it's quite unfortunate that some real estate companies are giving professional survey in place of registered survey. So these are one of the reasons why you must verify the document. The next and the final points of error that you obviously you don't want to make is to buy without consulting the master plan. Now, I've always said this several times, and I will keep saying this. Now, it is not just documents you will verify. I've seen instances whereby some places are not supposed to have some structures that were built, and some people were able to get documents over just property. Now, going further into our search, we found out that some of those documents were given by some officials, and those officials were not recognized government officials in Nigeria. Some people can stamp your survey and stamp your documents, and when you go further to verify if those documents are from government, you will notice that they are not from government. In Nigeria, anything is possible. So you want to verify and consult the master plan if everything is in accordance. You have to do this because Lagos is not totally developed. There are some programs that are going on, or there are some projects that are going on that government is doing, and there are some projects that will come up in the future. Now, it is almost impossible for us to have multiple projects happening, concurrently, almost at the same time. So that is why government puts programs in schedule. So for the fact that there is no road construction or any other project in that region does not mean that they will not be project there in the future. Like I said, these projects are in phases. Right now, the one government is paying attention to is the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road. And of course, there were periods whereby nobody disturbed the residents of that place. But immediately the coastal road came into place, we were able to find out there were some places that the road alignment affected. And the thing is that when you come to those places in the first instance, they don't look obvious. So you obviously want to confirm. And of course, how do you do this? You get the right hands, you get a good town planner, you get a good registered surveyor, you get those who can help you, ascertain all these boundaries, and of course, consult the master plan so that your investment can be safe. So the final error you want to avoid when you are investing in the Lagos State real estate market is to consult people who don't have knowledge about real estate investment. Oftentimes, I've had series of discussion, lengthy conversation with real estate investors, and I found out that most of them are making decisions based on someone's experience in time past. This was what a property is being sold in Ibadan. This land that we bought for 5 million. See, when you're making a real estate investment decision, you need to understand that what determines pricing, what determines value, what determines documentation are government policies that are regulating that place. The same land property that they are asking you to buy for 20 million in Lagos may sell for maybe 2 million or 5 million or 10 million in other places. Now, when you're making decisions and you are consulting people who don't have the knowledge of the basic things, more importantly, the value accelerator for that property in Lagos, you tend to be misled. I've seen instances whereby somebody wants to buy property and is asking his uncle who is in Ibadan. Apologies, I'm not saying your uncle is not exposed or your uncle is not educated, but I'm saying basically that you don't consult investment advices from people who don't have a thorough understanding on how the real estate of that places work. So seeking advice from inexperienced people, more importantly, those who are not even happy that you're even making the real estate investment in the first place, is also another costly error. A lot of real estate investors have missed life transforming real estate investments in this our present Lagos simply because they ask people who are myopic. They seek content for people who are scared. They seek content for people who have terrible experiences, and those people are telling them that if they are not careful, that terrible experience will come. Let me ask you a question. Is it your property that government wants to demolish? Is it your own property that happened to Babatai that will happen to you? No. You need to understand that if you have put the proper investment framework in place and you work with the right professionals, those who understand the knowledge of the market, your investment is safe. And of course, the final one is procrastination. In as much as fact that you have done your due diligence, you have done your vetting, please, if you can afford it, do your deposit, and of course, take advantage of this industry, because you see, if you miss out from the Lagos State real estate with the infrastructures that are coming and with the ones that are coming 2-3 years from today, it will be very, very regrettable if you miss out on it. Because you see, no real estate destination in Nigeria can give you what the Lagos State real estate market is giving you. Until I come your way in another insightful and educative session of Property Matters. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye for now. God bless you.